This child was playing with his parents. The food sheet suddenly flew into the sky. After that, all the food also started to fly up. The frightening thing is that the mother and son also fly into the air. The father holds his son's hand tightly. Son holds mother's hand tightly. But it doesn't work like this forever. So the mother immediately lets go of her hand to let herself slowly fly to the sky. And the father can only hug his son tightly. Could it be just a dream? But unfortunately, that was the tragedy that happened 20 years ago. That year an American aircraft crashed. That leads to the moon missing an angle. The Earth's gravity is also affected. Anyone who weighs less than 120 kilograms will fly into the sky. At this point, Constantine was eating his meal when he suddenly flew up into the sky, breaking the insurance cord. It turns out that they have a device that can control gravity in their room. Only when they open it can they keep a normal life, even though the father's weight was enough to be out. But for safety, he still carries a weight to work. Constantine even stayed home every day. To reduce boredom, he always stood at the window using binoculars to observe the outside world. Handbag hanging in the air. Dogs are also floating in the sky. In addition, Constantine pretends to be on vacation. He turns on the television showing the beach image. Then use the light as the sun, put on sunglasses, apply sunscreen. Constantine enjoyed this beautiful moment quietly. Suddenly one day, there was a car downstairs. The car door opened, and a girl with a chubby body came out. She took off her hat, shook her long black hair, then looked at Constantine upstairs with a beautiful smile. But Constantine was frightened. He hurried into the room. But indeed, this girl is too beautiful. Constantine pressed a pillow against her stomach. Then he wrote hello on a piece of paper. He went to the window but came back. He didn't have the courage to face that girl. At night, his father asked him why he was wearing an apron. It's for women. But Constantine says anyone can wear it. The father continued, it is your mother. You should put it back where it came from. When it was time to sleep, that girl's figure lingered in Constantine's mind. He is extremely depressed. He took out a magazine to read when he accidentally saw a way to gain weight. That is to eat lots of delicious food. The next day, Constantine started eating hamburgers. This method was unexpectedly effective. He went to the window to hand out the paper with his name on it. The girl downstairs also waved back to him. To quickly gain weight, Constantine continued to eat lots of hamburgers. Yet he also ate an entire table of hamburgers. Not long after, the doctor called the father to say his son had suffered from food poisoning. The father rushed home. He looked at his son lying in bed, as if having a lot of confession. The next day, Constantine got up on the scale, 50 kilograms. With this weight, he basically couldn't leave the room. But he really wanted to meet the girl downstairs. So he tied himself to the refrigerator. But unexpectedly that his father came home and saw. The father was extremely angry, directly bringing all the things in the house to throw in the warehouse. Constantine was also angry, tore off the poster. But he didn't know that his father stayed up all night making him a pair of gravity shoes. When it was time for breakfast the next day, Constantine saw the shoes on the table. I'm sure they are for women. They are unisex. Constantine happily put on his shoes. He also wore a briefcase containing a weight. The father turned off the machine to control the gravity in the room, so Constantine could adapt to the force of the outside. Having done all his preparations, Constantine opened the door and pressed the elevator. The first time he left the house, he slowly walked downstairs to the opposite building. The girl standing on the balcony, seeing him, smiled. But the father is extremely worried. It turns out that, because Constantine had taken off his shoes on his own, even dropping the briefcase on his shoulder, he closed his eyes and flew up. Suddenly he was held back by a pair of hands. It was the hand of the girl. This is a 2015 Spanish film. Eventually Constantine met the girl and success came to her side. I want to come see you. I also believe that you will reach out, love, mistrust each other. Perhaps this is the best look when in love. Okay, this movie is over. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.